What is every solo leveling character's reaction to seeing Jinwoo's insane strength for the first time? Well, at first, right after surviving the double dungeon, Jinwoo was still known as the weakest hunter of mankind. But that didn't last long. Sung Jinwoo transformed into Sung Him-woo. And the first people to notice? The hospital nurses. They couldn't believe their eyes. One minute he was this frail, weak guy, and the next he's absolutely ripped. One of them even tried to get his number as she thought he was cute. So safe to say that Jinwoo's transformation had people simping real quick. The next person to notice the crazy change? His sister Jinah. The moment she saw Jinwoo and his abs, she was like, "Wait, since when did you start working out?" And she couldn't believe how much he had grown, especially since he was already in his 20s. But at this point, Jinah had no clue just how strong her brother had actually become. To her, he just looked way stronger than before. But don't worry, we'll get to the moment when she finally sees his true strength. So the first person to actually see Jinwoo's true strength in action? Jinho! After getting betrayed and left for dead by Dong-suk and his squad, Jinho thought they were done for, trapped in the spider boss's lair with zero hope of survival. But then, Jinwoo stepped up. The moment he started fighting, Jinho was shook. Jinwoo was too fast, too strong, and way beyond what an E rank should be. So that's when Jinho became convinced. Jinwoo had to be a false ranker, someone secretly way stronger than his official rank, and yeah, he thought Jinwoo was some kind of psychopathic killer. So seeing Jinwoo's true power was a mix of disbelief and terror. But of course, despite his fear, Jinho later admired Jinwoo's strength and determination as he realized Jinwoo wasn't a psychotic killer, but actually a pretty nice guy. The next unlucky guys to witness Jinwoo's true strength was Hwang Dong-suk and his squad. Thinking Jinwoo and Jinho were goners after getting trapped with the spider boss, Dong-suk and his crew casually strolled back in to collect mana crystals. But when they saw both of them still very much alive, they tried to kill them themselves. And for a second, they even thought they'd taken Jinwoo out. But big mistake. Jinwoo got back up like it was nothing and wiped out the entire squad. And Jinwoo saved Dong-suk for last just to make sure he felt every bit of that terror before completely destroying him. So yeah, Dong-suk and his guys, they got front row seats to Jinwoo's true power, as the last thing they ever saw. Next up to see Jinwoo's true strength, his old friends and survivors from the double dungeon, Chae and Gunhee. Of course, they could tell Jinwoo had changed a lot since they last saw him, but yeah, they had no idea just how much. That is, until Kang Tae-shik showed up and tried to kill them all. Chae, being the brave guy that he is, jumped in to protect Gunhee and Jinwoo, thinking they still needed saving. But nope. Instead, Jinwoo jumped in and took on Tae-shik himself, flexing his insane strength right in front of them. And yeah, they were absolutely shocked. Talking about Tae-shik, he was of course the next one to witness Jinwoo's insane power firsthand. As during their intense fight, Tae-shik quickly realized Jinwoo wasn't just strong, he was on a whole different level. But even after getting completely wrecked, he wasn't even mad about it. Instead, he was just straight up astonished and confused. Like, how the heck was Jinwoo this powerful? Alright, now, this was Woo Jinchul's third time talking or hearing about Jinwoo. First at the hospital, then after Dong-suk's death, and now after Tae-shik's death. And at this point, Jinchul is starting to get real suspicious. Like, how does this one guy keep showing up in these insane situations and always come out completely fine? So, while he doesn't know for sure yet, he's starting to suspect that Jinwoo might have reawakened, but we'll get back to Jinchul when he finally realizes that he was right. Wanting to get even stronger, Jinwoo teamed up with Jinho and his raid party to clear dungeons. So, these guys are the next to find out about Jinwoo's power. At first, they were just confused. Why were they told to wait outside instead of fighting? But the moment Jinwoo and Jinho blazed through dungeons like it was nothing, they were stunned. And that's when it clicked. Jinwoo wasn't just strong, he was on a whole different level. But clearing dungeons so fast caught the eye of An Sangmi, who worked for the White Tiger Guild, and the next to realize Jinwoo's strength. He started looking into the dungeons more and saw Jinwoo's name paired with Jinho's. Add that to Jinwoo's crazy survival rate in all those past incidents, and An quickly figured it out. Jinwoo had reawakened. Thinking this was his big chance, An became obsessed with getting Jinwoo to join his guild. Which is also why An was so confident Jinwoo would survive the Red Gate incident. He even told Baek Yoonho that Jinwoo had reawakened. And guess he was right all along. Talking about the Red Gate incident, we've now got Han Sung-yi. And while she was part of Jinho's raid party and had already started to get the picture of how strong Jinwoo was, Sung-yi didn't truly realize just how OP he was until this moment. First, Jinwoo casually saves her life. No big deal, right? Then he just punched a few ice bears into the ground like they were nothing. And that's when it really clicked for Song-Yi. Jinwoo wasn't just strong, he was insanely OP. Oh, and now she's got a crush on him, which is totally understandable. Going back to the part where Jinwoo saves Song-Yi, this is where Park Hee-jin also sees Jinwoo's true strength, as she and Jinwoo were the only ones who could sense the Ice Elf's arrows coming. She was also seriously impressed by Jinwoo's speed. She didn't think he'd be able to actually catch the arrow in time, but he did, easily. That's when she realized just how powerful he truly was. So naturally, she decided to stick by his side. After defeating Beruka, Jinwoo and his squad make their way out of the gate, where Baek Yoonho is the next to recognize his insane power. When Yoonho realizes that Jinwoo and his team are the only ones who made it out alive, he immediately grabs Jinwoo to question him. But as Jinwoo calmly turns around and talks, staring into Yoonho's soul with those glowing blue eyes, Yoonho starts backing off, feeling the pressure of Jinwoo's power. And at this point, Yoonho already knew from on that Jinwoo had reawakened, so he finally puts 2 and 2 together and realizes just how strong Jinwoo really is. Which is why later he wanted Jinwoo to join his guild at any price. Later, Jinwoo finally decides to get his rank re-evaluated, and he goes from being an E-rank hunter to Korea's 10th S-rank hunter just like that. And of course, everyone in the building is absolutely shocked as they realize how strong Jinwoo is. But the most notable reaction comes from Choi Jong-In, another S-rank hunter. Choi instantly sees the insane amount of mana Jinwoo's packing and quickly realizes just how crazy strong he is. So, wanting to make a good impression, he approaches Jinwoo to introduce himself. But Jinwoo totally blanks him, showing zero interest in the greeting, and that's gotta sting a bit, right? But hey, when you're as strong as Jinwoo, I guess you don't really need to worry about formalities. Now, after seeing Jinwoo's rise to an S-rank hunter, Woo Jinchul finally acknowledges that Jinwoo was exactly as strong as he'd suspected all along. But the next person to truly realize just how powerful Jinwoo had become was Gunhee. When Jinchul fills Gunhee in on Jinwoo's strength, Gunhee is so impressed that he tries to recruit Jinwoo for the Hunter Association. However, Jinwoo, knowing that joining the association would keep him from raiding high-level dungeons, politely declines. And realizing Jinwoo's reasoning, Gunhee respects his decision. But even though Jinwoo turned down his offer, Gunhee couldn't help but feel a rush from Jinwoo's overwhelming aura. His heart literally started racing, so Gunhee literally became the biggest Jinwoo stan in the series just like that. The next person to see Jinwoo's true strength is actually Hae-In. She was out on an A-rank gate raid with the Hunters Guild, and Jinwoo was there too, but as a minor. But as soon as Chae and her team stepped out of the gate, she felt this crazy powerful presence. At first, she thought it was Gunhee, since the aura was that strong. Then, when Jinwoo moved in to get a closer look at the dungeon boss, she ran into him. And as he brushed past her and apologized, Chae noticed that he actually smelled good. Now, Chae's got a super sensitive nose when it comes to the smell of mana, which all hunters and monsters have. But Jinwoo, he was the first hunter ever who actually smelled good to her. Super strange, right? Later, lying in bed thinking about it, Chae decided to go back to the dungeon the next day. And when she did, she witnessed Jinwoo absolutely wrecking the dungeon boss Kargalgan. She saw him obliterate the monster in no time and turn him into a shadow, and that was when she realized just how insane Jinwoo's strength really was. After that, Jinwoo was officially confirmed as Korea's 10th S-rank hunter. And as it's broadcasted around the globe, everyone in the world is getting the news of how strong Jinwoo really is. But someone who still had absolutely no idea how strong Jinwoo was Esselradiru. When he made it to the 80th floor of the Demon Castle, he ran into Essel and her knights, who were there to take him out. But obviously, that didn't go as planned. Jinwoo completely wrecked all her knights in no time, leaving Essel stunned. And at that point, she realized she was way out of her league. So, desperate to survive, Essel quickly begged for mercy, promising to give Jinwoo anything he wanted if he spared her life. After that, she actually joined him on his journey through the castle, watching in complete awe as he casually demolished every floor, making her realize just how terrifying Jinwoo really was. After the Demon Castle, the next group to witness Jinwoo's insane strength were the Japanese S-rank hunters. After Jinwoo came back, there was a sparring match between some Korean and Japanese S-rank hunters, and Jinwoo and Gunhee came to watch. But when things started getting out of hand and Chae got caught in the mess, Jinwoo immediately stepped in to protect her. And that's when the Japanese hunters saw firsthand how crazy fast and strong he was. So then, Japan's top hunter, Goto Ryuji, wanted to test Jinwoo for real with a 1 versus 1. Now, Goto was no bum, he's an absolute beast. But Jinwoo, he was seriously just playing with him. But the fight had to be stopped when Yoonho and Chae got worried Goto might not survive if Jinwoo kept going. So yeah, Goto and the Japanese S-rank hunters definitely saw just how powerful Jinwoo really was, and they were all absolutely shocked. Then, after Jinwoo cleared the Jeju Island gate by himself, the entire world now realized he wasn't just any S-rank hunter, he was one of the strongest hunters in the world. So, the next person to get a first-hand look at Jinwoo's terrifying power was someone from the Federal Bureau of Hunters in the United States, Norma Selner. After Jinwoo single-handedly cleared the Jeju Island gate, Michael Connor, the deputy director of the Bureau, thought he'd try to recruit Jinwoo to the US by offering Norma's help to upgrade his powers. Sounds like a good deal, right? Well, when Norma tried to use her power upgrade ability on him, it totally backfired. Not only did it fail to work, but it also gave her a peek into Jinwoo's soul, and that's when things got real spooky. She saw Ashborn and she was absolutely terrified. She realized just how much power Jinwoo was really hiding. Now, I told you we'd come back to Jinah, because during the Ajin Guild arc, there was a dungeon break at her school. Orcs started popping out of the gate and attacking the students, and things were looking really bad. Just as one of the orcs was about to take Jinah out, Jinwoo swooped in and, let's just say, goes full rage mode. He brutally slaughtered every last orc there as they messed with his sister. And in that moment, Jinah finally understood just how powerful her brother really was. The next person we've got is Hwang Dong-soo. But doesn't he already know how strong Jinwoo is? Well, we already know that Dong-soo knew Jinwoo was strong, as after all, he saw Jinwoo become an S-rank hunter on the hospital TV after getting absolutely wrecked by his dad. But here's the thing, Dong-soo didn't realize just how strong Jinwoo really was. At the time, he was still blinded by hatred, especially after everything that happened with his brother, so he still wanted to kill him. Fast forward, and Dong-soo finally stands face to face with Jinwoo, thinking, I'm gonna win this, no problem. But that didn't go as planned at all. Jinwoo effortlessly crushes him, making it clear just how much stronger he truly is. Even after Dong-soo realized he was way out of his depth, he kept trying to fight, but well, Jinwoo's just too OP. So, the last thing Dong-soo saw before everything went dark, Jinwoo's absolute insane power, just like his brother. During his fight with Dong-soo, there was another powerful character who saw Jinwoo's true power, the national level hunter, Thomas Andre. When Jinwoo was about to take out Dong-soo, Thomas stepped in to try and stop him from killing his guild member. But, of course, Jinwoo wasn't having any of that, which led to a clash between Jinwoo and Thomas. And Jinwoo didn't just hold his own, he actually made Thomas bleed. Now, if you know anything about Thomas, this guy's no joke. So, when he realized that Jinwoo was strong enough to land a hit on him, he was actually thrilled. He wasn't mad that he was bleeding. Instead, he got fired up, decided to stop holding back, and went all out, eager to test his limits against someone he finally considered a worthy opponent. Because at that moment, Thomas realized Jinwoo was insanely strong. After taking down Thomas, the next person to truly recognize Jinwoo's strength was Liu Zhigang, China's strongest hunter and another national-level hunter. He was seriously impressed when he heard Jinwoo took down Thomas Andre. In fact, he was so impressed by Jinwoo's strength that, during an interview with a Chinese reporter, he publicly declared that Jinwoo was worlds above him in strength. He went as far as calling anyone who doubted Jinwoo's overwhelming power fools. Moving on to the Monarch War arc, where the Frost, Beast, and Plague Monarchs found out about Jinwoo's insane strength. At first, they thought they could easily defeat him, but they clearly didn't understand his insane powers. However, they actually managed to stab him in the chest and believed he was finished, but then his black heart started beating, awakening the true Shadow Monarch power of Ashborn. Realizing with a panic that the true Shadow Monarch had awakened, the Monarchs were terrified. So now, with a huge gap in strength between the Monarchs and Jinwoo, he hunted them down, and they realized they were screwed when they saw his new insane power. Now, the last person to truly recognize Jinwoo's strength was Antares, the strongest monarch and monarch of destruction. At first, he underestimated Jinwoo, thinking he would easily win in a fight. But after seeing Jinwoo's insane strength and strategic brilliance, he was so impressed. So much so, in fact, that he offered Jinwoo a deal. He'd save humanity from extinction if Jinwoo joined him in fighting the rulers. But of course, Jinwoo turned it down. But still, Antares was incredibly impressed that someone was actually able to be on the level of himself, which, as you can see, made him very happy. What was your reaction when you saw Jinwoo's insane strength? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and watch this video next.